Don't go bail him out. No, you want to be on dumb shit, leave him in there. Let him get a little 6 months, little year bit in there. Because what this do sometimes is, when he see a nigga get stabbed, he see a nigga joint going to like a unicorn, he develop a different relationship with God.
No.
There's a video going viral right now of Gillie the Kid and Wallo of $1 Million a Game. And in this viral video clip right here, you got Gillie the Kid and Wallo having a conversation. And the conversation is directed to the single mother that got their son in jail, about her bonding him out and getting him out that jam that he's stuck in. Because we know, motherfucking get in trouble, get in any kind of issue, right? Who is they calling? They calling their parents, they calling their granny, so forth, get them out the jam. Now, in this video clip, though, the discussion is on the fact that if he's locked up and he's in there for 36 months plus, he gonna see some shit that's gonna change his whole outlook of life. He gonna experience what it's like to be back there in that belly of that beast right there, where you see men get their motherfucking head split with a lock and a sock, or you see somebody pull out a bone crusher, because in there ain't no guns, right? There ain't none of that. You got the switch on the Glock and you're going to up it on them and you're going to be able to shoot from a long ways away and run away. Nah, behind them walls right there, every day you got to wake up and confront this. You got to confront, you living around hundreds of people every single day. You got to wake up and you got to confront this world of all these people that are in there because they done did and committed some kind of crime that took them away from the free world and got them stuck back there in the belly of the beast. Now, if you're new to my channel, I've been incarcerated 11 and a half years. I got locked up when I was 20. I came out when I was 32. So seeing this viral video clip right here, it hit home to me because I can remember being young and being able to get out, bond out, call my mom, get out of jail, have a personal recognizance bond. And, that shit fucked it up for me right there. I never really learned my lesson until I got a 22-year sentence. And I got that 22-year sentence as part of a deal between 18 and 25. So the deal that I shook with the state was they're going to either give me 18 to 25 years with that fucking deal, right? Yeah, how does one take that? But I mean, that's better than going to trial and getting life because you got all these different charges that they stack on you, right? So in today's video, I want to have a debate with y'all. We're going to watch this video clip and they're going to talk about how a man forms his relationship too with God while he's incarcerated because he sees all these violent acts right here. But without further ado, let's peep the video and we're going to come back around.
All the ladies out there, right? Sometimes the best thing you could do, don't go bail your son the fuck out. Don't go bail him out. No, you want to be on dumb shit, leave him in there. Let him get a little 6 months, little year bit in there. Because what this do sometimes is, when he see a nigga get stabbed, he see a nigga go, joint going a nigga head like a unicorn, he develop a different relationship with God.
No, and you gotta let him get that public defender.
Yeah.
No, go through what your dad went through, boy.
Yep.
I had a son, he was on that shit. Oh, he doing that bit.
Yep.
Go through what your dad did.
No, because when the nigga, when the young niggas see niggas get chased across the chair, nigga got a sword, he develop, please God, Bismillah,
the first time a motherfucker have any contact with going to jail about some street shit, if they sit him down for 36 months up top or that wherever, they hope they come out a different person.
Think about the story you always say. You seen a nigga get hit in the head with a weight, you said I had to just go lay down, man.
I wouldn't lay down and I ain't come out of the yard for like a month.
I know. Some of them niggas need to develop a different relationship with God. They need to see a couple niggas get hit in the head with a weight.
Got no gun to protect yourself, none of that.
See a couple niggas do that hellacious scream.
That scream.
When they grab their biscuit, don't nothing come out. How that shit go?
Gillie and Wallo, they a great combo, right? They saying something that's real serious. They talking about a real subject matter, but they throw the laughing and joking element into it. Even though what we talking about really here is a serious topic, right? Leave that little badass motherfucker in jail. Don't bond him out. Don't help him out. Let him set up in there and let him experience that shit. Let him feel that affliction. Let him feel that pain. And it's crazy because, a lot of us don't learn until it's too late. And that's the thing of a parent, right? A parent is trying to make sure they help their child out. But at the same time, by getting them out, you kind of working against that. You're giving him an idea that, he can do certain things and there's a way out of them. But we all know that it just takes one bad decision to get yourself in a predicament where you can't get out of it though, right? Like a life sentence, like 30 years, like 20 years, like 15 years. you make that one decision and it costs you a whole lot of time out of your life that you can't get back. Now, anybody that values life knows that your life is your greatest asset. You cannot get back your time. Your time and your energy is non-refundable. So when you go do these large portions of your life, let alone go do them in an environment like a penitentiary where there's where it's an environment of tenseness all the time. You know what I mean? Anything can possibly happen any day, and usually shit does happen every day. You just don't want the shit to be happening to you. But once again, you back there with the worst of the worst, you know, especially when you go to these higher custody facilities. And when I was listening to the video, you know, if I had a kid, I would for sure let their ass sit up in there. Hopefully they ain't got to do no 36 months. I'll let their ass sit in there until the judge tells them, you know, you go home on probation. I'm going to send you a little bit of bread for some canteen, some hygiene and shit like that. But yeah, I'm not bonding you out. Hell nah. Don't call your grandmother. Don't call nobody. You stuck up in that motherfucker. Let you sit up in there. But you know, for me, I always just be able to get bond out, and that shit fucked me up. So I know there's truth in there. And for me, you know, it's crazy because I think back, you know, and at the age of 20, I got a 22-year sentence. I had more time sentenced by the state of Colorado than I've been alive, though, right? And, you know, I had only got off the porch like 11, 12 years. And so I'm thinking I got to do 22 years. But yet I end up doing the same amount of time that I've probably been off the porch from being, you know, up under my mother and being, you know, a child to being, you know, running around free, thugging, doing little shit, to spending the next half of my life behind a concrete wall around nothing but motherfucking men 24/7. And, you know, the PTSD that I still have from that shit, it fucks me up in different areas of life that I don't even realize, but I just like to have my independence and my freedom like on a whole nother level now, right? I really don't want to hang out, kick it. I don't want to do none of that shit unless we're talking about a meal ticket. You feel me? If we ain't talking about betterment and advancement, man, keep your ass from around me. You feel me? I ain't got the time nor the energy, because once again, that shit is the most non-refundable asset we got. But I remember when I got sentenced, right? I was in the county for a year, and, you know, listening to that Wallo and that Gillie where he talking about how you see a motherfucker get their head cracked, see a motherfucker holding their shit, or you see a motherfucker get stuck. I remember the first facility I went to was called Buena Vista, and this Buena Vista facility was like a max type of prison, not like a super max, but it was like a level 3/level 4 yard, and on the other side of one fence they had a MR side. Of course, I didn't go to the MR side. They sent me as a young cat. You know, here I am, 20 years old with a 21. I went to the pen. I sat in the county for a year. I was 21. I get sent out at 21 with a 22-year sentence. So of course they send me to the facility where all the young thugging motherfuckers is, right? All the motherfuckers with a lot of time, all the motherfucking hard heads, all the motherfuckers that's fucking up. Of course, that's right where they sent me to, the Thunderdome, right? And I remember the first time I seen a motherfucker get his head cracked with a lock in a sock, and it knocked out his motherfucking eye socket, and he was holding his shit while he was hanging over the tier, and the police were coming in and motherfucking pepper spraying, and, you know, there was tears, you know, like you see in the motherfucking movies. And I was at the bottom tier, and the way they had it set up, there was a microwave over here. They had the little gate that swung open, and here was the police guard place where they was in there watching. And you get the tears up. And I remember I was on the bottom tier, and I was looking up, and I was seeing that dude's shit, and that fool's shit was split. And that shit really do make you, you know what I mean? It gives you a wake-up call once again, because, you know, there's no guns in the penitentiary. You don't do no fighting. You don't do none of that shit. But yet these young motherfuckers out here be the hardest motherfuckers. And I was there one time. That's why I be able to make these videos and relate to that shit, because I see myself in a lot of these young motherfuckers. And I hope, you know, that the ears that hear my motherfucking voice and catch this shit before it's too late. So you don't never got to travel down that road that I travel, because that's a nasty road to travel right there. And I could have been way further ahead in life had I been a young motherfucking caught heed to this shit ahead of time and not bought into the lies, not bought into the deception. But clearly that was the plan God must have had for me, because I never had a voice of reason like I have, you know, like I be throwing out there. I never had a me, you know what I mean? I never had a me in my life that could really break it down and guide direct, you know what I mean? Let alone, you know what I mean, an outlet for entertainment like this right here, where I could pick up on some of this good game. But, you know, yeah, that shit's really real though. Up in there, that shit, the kill fields up in there. That shit is the depths of motherfucking hell right there. You know, I see motherfuckers get poked up, and they be using all the tissue. They be having their shit bandaged up themselves. You know, it's crazy because motherfucker be locked up. And of course, you get stuck a bunch of times. A lot of motherfuckers, They don't even want to go. That's telling if you go to the motherfucking police or you go to the infirmary. You know what I mean? But you know, that shit could be life threatening. You about to die right there. You know, and in there they got cameras though. They got cameras everywhere in there. So more than likely a motherfucker gonna get jammed up. At least at the facilities I've been to. But at the end of the day, motherfuckers don't have nothing to lose, right? The motherfuckers that got something to lose are like the old timers who've been there for a long time. And they, you know, they might be in an honor pod, or they might got certain items grandfathered, or they work a good job in there where they getting like state paid plus 30 cents an hour. They be the ones that don't want to motherfucking, you know what I mean? They be the ones that got something. But most motherfuckers, if they got, especially motherfuckers that know they're going home soon, motherfuckers with them short sentences, they be the ones kicking up the most motherfucking dust too. Cause like, you know, you finna go home. Like your MRD is in a year, your mandatory release date. What more can they do to you? They gonna put you in the hole. They gonna take away your TV, your canteen. So, you know, prison is a hell of a place. So it's good if you could catch a young cat while they're young, while they still caught up in that jail system, they ain't made it to that penitentiary. If you can make them feel that pain, because they say people only change when the pain is great enough, right? So if you can make that young motherfucker understand why he in that jail, that this ain't what he want, this ain't where he want to be for years, let alone decades, let alone your motherfucking life. Imagine that got to be the worst shit in the world, to be stuck behind them walls for life and just know that that's where you expire. Every day you wake up, you on that motherfucking institution's time. You on that yard time. You on that, you know, child time. You on that type of shit. I don't never want to be on that type of time. And I made my mind up when I was in there. When the pain was great enough, I made my mind up in there. Yeah, Nah. This right here, yeah. Learn my lesson. You know what I mean? Learn my lesson. But it wasn't until I got stuck in that motherfucker. And that's why I made this video right here. So hopefully it's falling on the right ears. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about this video, who y'all side with, is there an argument to say to bond out your kid? You know what I mean? Is it how do y'all look at this right here? Because once again, I ain't no parent. I'm just from the outside looking in. So I'm curious to know what the parents think. Let me know in them comments. And if you made it this far in the video, you know, we show a little bit of love and we put some pressure on that like button, like that thing for your boy. I appreciate you. If you sub up, you're going to see what's next up. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one.
Uptown, downtown, I fucking ever was. Uptown, downtown, uptown, downtown, up.